How about now? Hey,
Hey, here we go.
can we start over? Can we start over?
Just control Z the past 5 minutes, and the stream is beginning now.
Right now. This is why it's always good to do pre-roll kind of thing, you know. Just
Yeah,
make sure when if you're streaming up the sage advice from someone who doesn't know how to stream, don't do this.
I'm pretty good at streaming.
Be prepared. Anyway, for real, we're back. This is like if you're watching like the VOD, then this is where it's going to start, and you're not going to know what I'm talking about. But hi, welcome to Queer Guild, and welcome to indieRevue, our somewhat weekly uh, indie TTRPG showcase playthrough stream. We usually play different RPGs every episode. Sometimes if we particularly enjoy one, we will do it again. Or if we didn't get through it all the way in one episode, we'll do it again. So we're back here playing Last Tea Shop again. Um, Very happy to be playing this again.
I loved our first playthrough. Um,
Which it is highlighted on Twitch here, right here on Twitch. So you can go back and watch that. And I will be uploading it also to YouTube in a little bit. So yeah.
if you weren't here for our stream 2 weeks ago of this game, this is Last Tea Shop by Spring Villager. Um, it is a one-page journaling TTRPG about running a tea shop on the border of life and death. We're playing the optional two-person version where one of us plays the customers and the other one plays the tea shop owner. Last time I played the tea shop owner, and Avery played the customers, and now we're switching for this one. I'm a little nervous because Avery's way better at improvisation than I am, so I hope I can live up to the amount of like emotion and oomph she put into her characters last time.
Emotion and oomph.
There was a lot of oomph, a lot of boom shakalaka.
I mostly remember just my weird southern accent that I really love to do
Yeah,
at any given point. Uh, hmm, yeah, yeah. So last time I played a bunch of different characters who died and was telling their life stories. Now Biko gets that wonderful honor, and I get to just make tea.
yep. We do already have some team aid.
Yep, we
It's,
have to.
and this time we're using these
Using really
tiny
fancy,
teacups
yeah, really fancy teacups.
that I inherited from my great grandma. They're so cute. This is the first time that I have ever used them for anything because usually I'm like, oh my god, they're so fancy and small. Anyway, oh, Spring Villager is working on a 12-page zine version of this game,
Yes.
and also has two other games available on their itch.io page. This one is lovely. I'm sure the others are lovely as well. I'm really excited to see the zine. So check them out, support them, maybe purchase a game.
That would be great. I kind of hope that's what everyone does when if they watch us, they'll probably if they buy the game that we play. That would be nice. Okay. So, how did we end last time? We didn't roll for
Yeah, we did not roll for the next
for the
day.
next day. Okay. So the way if you're just joining us, welcome. And so the way this works is that there's a set number of days, up to 24 days, in this, and each day has a corresponding character that in the single player version you would just write about. In this one, it'll be the character that Vico will be playing. We've got up to the ninth day in our last stream. We got through what, four visitors?
Three, I
Three?
think.
It
Yeah,
was
the gambler, the stable hand, and the forester.
why am I thinking there was one in between there? Anyway, you're right. Um
I don't remember
I played
there
them. I
being
should
anyone
know.
else.
Yeah. But every time you finish writing a character, interacting with the character, getting the character's story, you will then roll to see how many days pass. So get you might miss certain characters. You might get every character if you're just that bad at rolling. So last one was Forester, right?
Yep,
And that gave us a random tea ingredient. Did you add that
I
at the end?
don't think so.
Okay. Um, trying to think. So I get a random ingredient. That's from the supplies list, right?
Yep,
It's 2d6. One is 1 through 3 on one side, and the other one is on the
one
other.
is
Axes, so to speak.
yeah, one of them is the column and the other is the row.
Mhm. Sea salt.
Nice.
Sea salt. Sea salt. I see the salt.
We are drinking cardamom French toast tea.
Yes, on tonight's menu.
I just want to like say that it tastes exactly like French toast, which is kind of for me. I'm not a huge fan, but
It's
Avery loves
real
French
good.
toast.
French toast is top tier. Oh, what if I'm sorry? I'm able to get bread. I'm able to eat bread again after a week tonight, and so now I'm thinking of all the bread things I'm gonna eat this coming week. Oh, it's gonna be so good.
Yeah, Passover ends at sundown. All your Jewish friends can eat bread again.
Counting the minutes. All right. All right. So I will roll a d6 to see how many days we add to our current day, which is 9. 5. So that adds. So we're on to 14. Nun/monk is your character.
Cool.
And then uh, we roll and consult the weather table for the atmosphere and the visitor's emotional state. Bruised purple fog.
Hey,
Okay.
let me percolate this character
You
in
are
my
you
mind.
are a. Can I get a suggestion from the audience? What's a good place to work? This is turning into Who's Line. Anyway, all right. So
I mean, if anyone would like to use their channel points to throw out suggestions, um, we have those.
mhm.
We have
We have them points. I forget what I set some of them to.
there's name generator. One is no cursing.
That's right.
You can spend 2,000 words to ban a word so we
Can't
can't
say a
say it
specific word.
during
Yeah.
the stream.
Those I think those
anymore.
are some of them are geared towards more for like different like actual like game streams and stuff like
Mhm.
that. But like, I'd be totally fine. I mean, if someone spends the points, who might deny their hard-earned money
I think
points?
the no
It's not
cursing
money.
one was geared directly at me.
Specifically at you? Yeah.
Specifically at me. Except
Don't do this to me. Not now.
the game, not the game before last, that was Penny Dragons. No.
No, it was Mission Magic Brew.
The last game we played before this one was Mission Magic Brew, which is really cute, great family friendly game. We decided to do a no cursing run because it is a game, uh, a family friendly game to play with kids.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Sorry, I'm just getting my tea ready. While you chat.
I highly suggest it because I had a lot of fun. It's just really cute. We play a lot of very cute like games on this channel and thoroughly enjoy every single one.
I'm not even gonna apologize for any of the tea making sounds because that's just adds ambience.
Yeah. Okay. What is the proprietor doing?
Um, I'm trying to think if I'm the same character you were last time, or if this is just someone completely new.
Mysteriously swapped out.
Like unexplained, like literally character, like actor changed, unexplained season 2. Uh,
It's like the one suggestion for a Mass Effect movie where they just keep switching
the genders
the
of the
actor for Shepard
that would be
in
wild.
between scenes.
That would be wild. Um, no, yeah. They are. There's also unexplained cats for some reason in this place.
Yeah,
Okay,
of course.
okay. They're currently sitting sort of like behind the counter, so to speak. There's not really much of a counter because it's a very like welcoming and open space. It's but like ostensibly it's the counter. They are currently picking up. They have like a bunch of different incense sticks on the counter in organized in different ways, and they're just picking them up, smelling, and go, putting it down, smelling a different one, going, mm.
Are they smelling coffee grounds in between each one to like
Oh,
clear
to
their?
clear the palate? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Just sort of like clearing their sinuses every single time, just trying to get what's the best one because like they look outside and it's the bruised purple fox again, and she goes, and they go, oh yeah, all right, all right, which one's like, all right, which one's the incense equivalent of Tylenol? Ah, yes. It smells like moss.
There's the quiet like jingle of the bell of the door, and like the first thing you see is the wimple, like very stereotypical nun outfit. You Catholic nuns don't have to wear that anymore. Um,
Seriously?
yeah,
Wild.
it was like 10 or 15 years ago that they stopped having to wear it,
Wow.
but some of them still do. Anyway, so this woman in the wimple, the full like black, pokes her head in, uh, and then like her whole body in, and she sort of like brushes off her skirt, like straightens up, um, and does a very like walking across the stage sort of walk towards the
Mm-hmm.
counter.
They will the shopkeep like puts down their incense, looks up and goes, "Oh, welcome in. Um, I need a second opinion or a third maybe. Uh, can't decide between patchouli or lavender."
Hmm. She's really seriously thinking about it. Hmm. And she also like with a may I, she like picks one up.
Oh yes, of course.
It's like, and then she like puts them together and
Right, two good things together sometimes make a bad, yeah.
in my opinion, I think the patchouli.
Patchouli. I'd use some stuff you might be familiar with, but I don't really carry that incense. They'll light it.
No, no, no.
Hmm, alrighty. Now, uh, would you like to see our menu, or would you like the more holistic approach?
Variety is the spice of life.
Excellent,
Give me
excellent,
whatever you
excellent.
think
Of
best.
course, of course.
She sort of looks around. There, a window I can open and sit next to.
Oh, yes, of course, of course. I'll just have to put the screen so the cats don't get out. Um, here, and they walk over to one of the like. There's like a little teeny tiny little two-person little side table right by a window. They there's like some stuff like left on the table as if from previous customers, but one of them's like a rosary, and they go like, oh, sorry, I just yeah,
Nice to have one just like that.
yeah, no, you think they say one of a kind, but sometimes you never know. Uh, Tosses that over, and will bring out goes into the back, brings out a little bit of hmm. I'm gonna do some distance tea.
Distant. She's been very like prim and proper this entire time, and as soon as she's shown over to the table, she just kind of collapses into it.
Mhm.
And as you're bringing the tea over, she's like patting down like her pockets and then like her wimple, and then she pulls out a box of cigarettes and a lighter, and she's like, "Do you mind if I?
Well,
It's been a long day,
as
but
long as
of course I wouldn't want to."
no, of course, as long as you're by the window, it's yeah.
I'm partially basing her off of the nuns that taught at the Catholic school that my dad attended, who would teach class while leaning out the window smoking.
Yeah, that tracks.
And then when someone like higher up came by, they would just drop the cigarette out the window to hide it.
Wow.
Nuns, man.
Mm-hmm. Um,
So she lights up and takes a puff and like just
all right. They will come out carrying a little tray, 2 cups of tea, and a steaming little teapot.
this channel does not promote smoking, by the way.
Yeah, don't do that. Um,
Bad for you.
they set it down and will pour you a tea, and as they pour, they go, "When did you find your faith?"
I was older. No, I mean I was raised in it, but by the time I was a teen, it just didn't. It all seemed like bullshit, you know. Pardon my French.
It's all right. No one's
Um,
watching here.
and there was college, and I just nothing really happened. I guess it's the thing, you know. You go through. You're young, and you think something big is going to happen to you. You're going to do big, great things, and nothing. I was 30 and I hadn't done anything. And one day I just stumbled on this little church. There was a service going on back near the back, and it was nice. You know, you, I went through my 20s feeling like no one could see me, and like, and then I was sitting there in the back row listening to this priest, and I realized like maybe it was more that I couldn't see everyone else. And that was the problem, that I was just looking through everyone and not looking at them. Um, and I realized I wanted to look at them. I wanted to look at what, not to be cheesy or cliche, but I realized God is in everyone, you know? And I wanted to see more of that. I wanted to explore that more. It's a little cheesy.
Everyone's a little cheesy.
So weird because, like, in real life, I'm an atheist. So, but
It's almost as if you're role playing.
it's almost as if I'm playing a
It's
character.
almost as if
Anyway,
you're not playing yourself.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They will like glance over at your teacup and go, "I think it's cooled enough."
Oh,
Just
hmm, this.
I call it distance tea. Um,
Hmm.
it's got so some of the mosses out here in the fields. I'm sure you saw some of them. Some of them flower, um, and they're little, very puff, almost puff like. Um, Grind those down. Add some camellia sinensis. Wow, and yeah, adds a certain perspective.
She does this whole, like, I'm drinking moss. And then she's like, "Hmm,
Moss flower.
it's very unique."
Every tea is,
It's true.
just like every person.
One of my sisters at the Abbey used to brew this mix that she made with plants from the garden, peppermint mostly, a few other things that she wouldn't tell any of us. Um, she she said she wanted to stay relevant. Um, if we all knew the recipe, then what was she good for?
Need to stay. Need to keep yourself important.
I mean, she was important, whether or not she had specialty. They all were lovely women, so different.
Hmm. What makes you different?
I don't know really. Never, the easy answer would be my faith, but I don't think that.
Easy answers can be answers, though the hard ones are usually the best ones.
It doesn't put me above anyone. I don't think I have faith than anyone. I run into that sometimes. Um, faith is just faith. I think everyone has it in one thing or another. I decided that mine was in God. Well, in God and in the people that God led me to, the other sisters, really wonderful people. Mm. Some of them much older than me, some of them much younger. It was the younger ones.
Hmm.
It was like they were born knowing what they were meant to do with their lives. Really, it took me so long to figure that out. And sometimes even even at the convent, even teaching, even doing charity work, I still felt like I didn't really know if I was doing what I was meant to be doing.
You, pardon if I'm being too nosy. Seems like you couldn't figure out who you were, so you were asking God to tell you.
Yeah, I think that's true. Of course, I never got a straight answer. You don't really get straight answers. But
Well,
I got a lot of opportunities to learn more about myself.
but you wish you could have taken more.
Yeah, I wish I could have been more sure in my decisions. There's so many times I waffled about whether or not something was the right choice, about whether I was doing something because it was right or because I just wanted to seem like the sort of person who did that. And then, you get older and the, the habit, the, the look, people start coming to you for advice and like for interpretation of where God is leading them. And sometimes I just wanted to say, listen, I don't know either. It's confusing. It's a big world with a lot of beautiful things in it.
I think your perspective was valued. I'm sure.
Thank you. Certainly didn't always get along with others in the church. Um, it isn't, bless them. Of course, they're all creatures of God and all worthy of love and grace. Some of them were real assholes. That's what made me question my choice the most. If this person is here doing the same thing I'm doing and they're mean, what does that say about me? Then I would go back to convent. I would speak with some of the others. Mother Bridget, especially, she was this old firebrand, 70 years old. She still wouldn't sit down. She'd been through it all, and even though she seemed and kind of mean, a little mean, she really cared about people, no matter who they were. She would sit me down, light up a cigarette, and tell me, you can't change people's minds, and you can't fix everything, and you can't know exactly what God wants for you or for anyone. You can just see what's in front of you and do what you can about it, even if all you can do is be a witness to it.
Sometimes that means the most to some people, just being there as a witness to both your life and theirs. That's a lot of what I do here.
You're a very good listener.
Thank you. I know how to nod at the right time.
It's a very important skill. Took me a long time to learn, and especially how to do it without knocking this off my head.
Yeah, it's kind of a
Gracious.
balancing act. Yeah. Thank you, sister, for coming in here. I know it's not. I know it's the only place nearby, but I'm glad you've passed through. I was wondering. I had well, my other uh app, so to speak, was working. Was had a customer earlier. A forester. I think she went in the same city you were in, near the park, near the cathedral.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you know her?
She and her wife were actually um, they were good friends of one of my one of the sisters. She actually officiated the wedding, and we all went. There was a lovely ceremony in the park. Am I remembering this right? No, they weren't married at the park.
They're married on the beach.
Fuck.
I distinctly remember her talking about how she didn't like the beach.
Control Z, Control Z, Control Z.
Mm-hmm,
It was a lovely ceremony on the beach.
On the beach.
On the beach.
On unspecified location.
Of course, sand in our shoes and everything. You, you go through those little trials for the big joys. I'm very happy. They both did. Shame what happened. Um,
I heard.
she stopped. Um, she stopped attending the book club after that. The socials. They used to visit at least once a month, but
Mm.
she just pulled into herself.
That's understandable. And she was here, just here. Maybe you'll find her again on your road.
I would love to talk to her again to see how she's doing. I hope she found some peace. Can be grief is so difficult and different for everyone.
Well, perhaps you can help her find that peace. Are you finished with your tea?
Yeah.
Very good. Excellent. I'll take it, and they'll go up and they'll get up and then have to weave around cats, all like three different cats that are trying to immediately jump in front of their path.
As cats do.
Um, they'll come back with some carrying like a little like a long slip of like a basically as long as like a paper wrap, so to speak. Um, inside are some like wrapped up in patchouli incense sticks. Hands them to her and say, "Well, I don't know how much you use these. I know not many. It's not very Christian, but ah, I just hope you might find some use for them. I hope you enjoy the scent.
Good, thank you.
Have safe travels." And I think the fog is clearing up just a bit. It was a bit odd, this one. Take care.
You as well. Thank you. goes out.
Ali.
I should
And
go.
scene. And that's it.
Pepper going. I should go.
I should go. All right. Now I roll again. There was
Making
no.
shit up on the spot is so hard. I didn't know where I was going with her.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
I like her.
That was fun. Yeah. All right. That was a 3. So 17.
The
Bodyguard.
Ooh.
Interesting. Bodyguard, and I'll roll for Weather. Thief. Persistence to Whizzle.
Exhausted. Okay.
Alrighty. So, now the tea shop owner is now just has a little teeny like very mechanical scale, and is like, but it's like a very like minute, like a very like, what's the word I'm looking for? One that can like really detect like very minuscule,
Very sensitive.
very sensitive. Thank you. Um, and they are like dropping little bits of like different like gathered like dried and different ingredients, tea pieces. Oh my god, I don't have any words today. And they're just slowly just like proportioning them out to create different mixes. Yeah, it is dark outside, and it's always, well, it spits in rain a little bit. How do you come in?
Backwards. Like stumbling back through the door very suddenly and like looking around. But huh? Huh.
Oh,
Huh? What was I doing again?
are you okay over there?
Uh,
Most people walk in facing the shop.
yeah, I'm sure most people do.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what I was just doing. It's gone. It's completely gone.
That happens. That happens. Yeah, look, you look like you haven't sat down in an hour, like days. Why don't you come over here? Take a seat here over at the bar. Come.
Yeah. They're kind of walking a little stiffly at first, but then they like loosen up
Mhm.
and just full on like collapse onto the seat.
They slide the scales slightly out of their way. Uh, well, uh, I'm glad you came when you did. I can never figure these things out on my own. Uh, I've got different tea blends here I'm trying to make. What do you think would go well with salt and tea? Well, obviously, tea. So sometimes I can not put the tea in and make it herbal, but then that would just be salt water. And I don't think. So I was just wondering, what? Oh my gosh, I'm trying to word this into the question.
It's more difficult
It
than
is.
you thought.
It is. It is. I'll give you that. Um, tell me what? Hmm.
Just say it, and we can
Mhm.
pretend that it was
That it was.
worded more eloquently.
Thank you. If you were a flavor, what flavor would you be? They read off of a pickup line. They go, that was really bad.
The person doesn't even notice it. They're like, what?
I think everyone has a flavor. Some people are sweet. Some people are sour. Some people are just that right umami flavor. What would you say you are?
Ice water.
Ice water. Cold, brisk, clear
Sure.
headed,
I don't know. I've
refreshing.
never really thought about it. I just thought that would be a cool thing to say. I don't
Okay.
even really like ice water that much. I mean, I know it's good for you.
Well, as good as any water is.
Gotta keep in shape, and nice to have some nice cold water after a workout. But what I really liked were these really, really ridiculously sweet coffee things from the shop that my boss would go to a lot. Like, he would always get one and then say, "Oh no, that's not really what I wanted. Let me buy another. You take this one." And like, I always pretended I didn't really like it. Um, and I wasn't exactly supposed to be like eating on the job or whatever. They were nice. They were a little weird. Like not just sugary or like sweet, but like kind of weird. Always something different, but it was fun. In my line of work, you don't really enjoy the unexpected. You want everything to just be smooth and routine. But sometimes unexpected is fun. Sometimes it's oof.
I do like unexpected. Well, unexpected, but not unwelcome.
When it's harmless, sure.
Like a bit of crunch when you expect soft, or a
Yeah.
bit of sour when you expect sweet.
I was a real adventurous kid, and then grew up and I started working this job, and all of a sudden anything new would make me anxious. Like, oh no, is this a threat? Is this something to worry about? Is this gonna hurt my client? Is this gonna hurt me? All the time. I was really looking forward to retiring.
Mm.
I mean, I was gonna miss my client, of course. He was a good guy. I worked for him for years. I guess it could be almost be considered friends. But man, retirement.
What we all dream of someday.
Sleeping in,
No, the dream.
not having to go anywhere, no more standing around at parties full of rich people with fake accents. One of them used fake accents.
Yeah. I think I know what will work for you, and they like take a couple of different ingredients, sort of measure them out on the little scale, and we'll put them in a little sachet and uh, brew it up. and give it a little pour. And say, okay, it'll be a little salty, but I think you'll find an unexpected sweetness that you'll enjoy.
All right.
This will be the comforting brew. Eases what ails
As long as it doesn't put me to sleep. I
you.
gotta,
I put extra caffeine in there just for you.
gotta stay awake. Gotta stay alert.
I'm curious about this person you worked for. Um, sometimes you know how good of a person is by how they handle when things go wrong. Was there a time when you failed your client?
Oh yeah. I mean, he always he would always say if nothing it could have happened to anyone. The important thing is we were all alive. You know, he had a limp after that. What happened to his leg? I mean, of course he was like, if I hadn't tackled him, he would have just died. You know, it was, but maybe there was a way I could have like gotten him out of the way without tackling us both down a set of stairs.
Don't worry about what ifs, just what happened.
It was, well, my boss, pretty well known musician. I mean, he started out in music, but then as he got older and more famous, he started to use his platform more.
Did he have a line of wines? A lot of them do wines.
He didn't know.
Ah,
He actually was sober. Uh, by the time I met him, he had been sober about 5 years. He'd been approached a couple times to do like ads for beers and stuff, and every time he was like, "Dude, do you not remember the big news story? Drunk driving, crashing my car, fancy rehab. Like it was all over the news. Like none of it. Like, do you really think I want to be in your stupid commercial for your beer?
that's fair.
Go find someone else." But he was he got into politics.
Hmm.
It's one of those like, oh my god, you're a musician. Just like he really cared a lot, and he wanted people to know that someone cared. I mean, he said like when he was a kid, there really there wasn't really a lot of like people like him. But when he grew up and he got famous, he wanted his fans to know that here he is. He's like you. Um, and he cares. Sometimes he cared too much. There were some fights. He really didn't know when to keep his trap shut.
But you had to save his skin a couple times for that.
Oh yeah, I mean that's why I was hired in
Hmm.
the first place. You go from like just needing someone to keep a mob of fans under control to needing to keep this guy from getting shanked for running his mouth. Oof. He made life interesting.
What a crowd he ran with.
I didn't necessarily want to run with him, but he was very determined to find the good in people, even if he had to go into enemy territory, as it were,
Hmm.
and really force the good out of them. So, so anyway, like, you know, fans, some of them they take it real personal. Like, and when he went from being just a musician with some catchy tunes to getting real political, I mean, he'd been political his whole life. You listen to some of his songs, and it's like, oh yeah, that's politics. People don't. Some people didn't get that and thought he had sold out or thought he had changed. It was very John Lennon.
Huh.
If you am I aging myself?
Yeah, a little bit.
We were this this open air event in the city at this park, and we were standing at the top of the stairs because he wanted a good view of the flowers in the park. So we were up there, and I heard something behind me. God knows how I even like realized what was going on. But all of a sudden, there's this dude with a knife, like
Whoa.
coming at us. And they train you for that in my line of work, but it was, and of course, I had to pull my boss out of fights every once in a while, but that was the first time anyone had come at us with a knife, and like instinct took over, and I tackled him out of the way down the stairs. I mean, and then the security guards like happening, and, like tackle knife guy, but I mean, his knee was all busted up after that. He always said he'd rather have a busted knee than a hole in his body, but I felt bad about it.
Sounds like to me you didn't fail him.
That's what he'd say.
Well, objective view.
A song about it.
He wrote a song about you. Or just his busted leg.
Oh, a little column A, a little column B.
I wonder why he kept you around.
Oh, I like to think it. I mean, maybe it's because I was good at my job. I like to think we were friends. I mean, you're not supposed to be friends with the person you're bodyguarding, but it was hard not to be his friend.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I'm trying to think of your of you mean you dropped so many hints about him. Didn't he do a performance in a cathedral once for some benefit? I just had a customer the other day who was from an Abbey. I think she also worked
Yes,
at
The nuns. Oh my god. I mean, growing up, the only like exposure I had to nuns was like in movies and on
With the flying
TV.
nun, yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, not music. These
I prefer
ladies.
flying nun.
So did he. They one of them just called him up out of the blue, bypassed his agent and everything. It's like we're doing a charity event for the to pay off medical debts at the local hospital. You should come and perform. And we were all like, all of us were like, this doesn't seem safe. You have a tour starting in a month. Like, we're not flying out to this city, like, to play in some church that we won't even have time to properly, like, vet. We don't know who these ladies are. We don't, and he was like, he said, you know, everything we said, he was like, I'm gonna do it anyway. It'll be fun. Listen
Perfect.
up.
It's a trap.
It'll be fine.
Those nuns are crafty.
They were hilarious. They were some of the nicest people. Surprisingly foul mouthed.
Yeah. And devoted to God, I mean, can't really get in trouble.
That's what they said. But the old lady said, God, she was cool. The kind of person you look at, man, be her when I grow up. Anyway, the concert was a huge success. A lot of money.
That's good.
You know, surprisingly, no like nervous as the team was about security and all. It was fine. Really nice city, nice people. I wish I could have gone back. I mean, I was planning to with retirement and all.
Yeah, maybe someday. Well,
He used to joke about being a private eye. Told him, like, and
just
then
for you.
we would joke. It was a joke because he was all because it was always like, no, no, use your money on something, not on me. Don't buy an island. Like, I'll take a little apartment somewhere nice, somewhere warm.
And if it just so happens to be on an island that you
Just so
maybe own,
happens to be on an island. Good guy.
seems like we cared for each other.
So,
Yeah.
which made things hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it would have been better if he just seen me as like an employee. One time I got punched in the face trying to keep some wackadoodle away from him, and he spent like a week like bringing me ice packs. Marlo, are you sure you're okay? I just don't like seeing you get hurt. Like, this is my job. It's really hard to get him out of the way sometimes. God, trying to put himself in front of me.
Hmm.
My job.
Well,
Supposed to be.
it's okay. It's you can Finish your tea.
Yeah.
Yeah. How? What? Give me your verdict. Too salty. Too sweet. Just right.
Just right.
Just right. Nice. All right. I will add that to the menu. I'll call it the bodyguard special. All right. Well, I'm sure.
What was I doing?
Well, why don't you go and find him and find out? I'm sure he's
Yeah,
out there.
I need someone to keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
It's never gonna retire my thing.
Yeah. Here, and they hand you an umbrella, and it's a very familiar umbrella to you. It's got like a 2016 tour thing on it from.
Woof. I haven't seen one of these in a while.
Listen, things just end up here. I don't know what's going on.
These from this store. You put them all into animal shelters.
Nice. Okay, well, I'm sure he's in dire danger without you, so why don't you get on out of there?
Yelling at a Republican. I gotta go. Thank you for the tea. And ah, maybe when I find him, we can come back here.
I'm sure he'd enjoy it.
We'll see ya. All right. Back to it.
Interesting. You know those two knew each other carnally.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I didn't want to like make it world where homophobia exists, but I was very much like,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
these
this
guys are
singer is
closeted.
queer.
Yeah.
And when he came out, it pissed off a lot of his fans, and then he made his entire brand just like, um, if you listen to my music and you don't support LGBT rights, I fucking hate you. Don't buy my music.
For sure. Definitely love the fanfic we just wrote.
Yeah.
Love this fanfic trope, like the bodyguard and
My
client. Ship
backstory for the
10K
bodyguard is that they were non-binary, but they didn't. But the musician was the first one they came out to because they didn't realize it until they were like 40.
Yeah, that tracks.
And they're like, oh,
Look at that.
from like all of the work with like queer groups that their boss did.
That
Anyway, not to make a world where homophobia exists.
All right, time to roll with the bodyguard. One, there's like a little thing that says add two to the result of the next day's roll.
Yeah.
So technically, if I roll a 5 or a 6, we'll reach the last one.
Oof.
4 plus 2 is 6. So that'll be 23.
Okay, we're almost there.
Emperor. Okay, let's figure out your weather. Today's weather is brought to you by the number 3. Shadow mists. Welcome to the shadow.
In case anyone is wondering, the yawns that I was doing were part of the character, but were also real. I'm sleepy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always sleepy.
Alrighty. It is shadow mists outside. They they open up the shop, turn the sign to open, look outside, and go, "Oh God, the shadow mists! Not again!
Here.
It's here." All right, all right. They start taking out like the thick blankets and soothing teas and puts on some Zen music. What you doing?
I'm trying to think about
A scared emperor?
what an emperor would be like in this pseudo-modern setting that we've created.
It can be anything. This is not to be beholden to time.
This is true. They Okay, I'm gonna go sci-fi.
All right, sure.
That's fun. But like but like Gideon the Ninth sci-fi.
Good vibe. No context. Thank you.
Me either.
Okay.
So they come through, they're just androgynous, dressed very fancy, like a little diadem on their head. Very like shiny silk clothes. And they sort of creep in, like not like creep, but like nice. Where am I? Where am I? Where's my assistant?
Oh,
Oh,
oh, Your Majesty.
oh,
I'm so sorry.
oh. Oof.
I did not mean to startle you. Sorry. That's
Um,
the cat's job, not mine. Uh, I'm so grateful to have your presence here. Would you
I,
would you care for a cup of tea?
I would love one. And no need to stand on ceremony. It's not like I'm not here on official business.
I'm taking the day off.
Yeah.
Hmm. Perfect place to be on your day off.
So busy lately.
Yeah.
Reforms,
Mm.
stuff you'll cancel.
Parliaments. Yeah. Well, sit. I think I have just what you need. Alrighty. I'll start to pour. I need to look at my ingredients I used.
Ingredients.
Ingredients. Stop. You stop that. Alright.
I recently discovered that I really like beetroot.
Nice.
Avery does not.
I do not. Alright.
That just means more borscht for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, for royalty, you need a fitting royal vessel from which to drink from. So they will return out. It's a normal cup, a mug of tea, um, but it is in a saucer, specifically like shaped out of a seashell, ancient seashell. So it'll be a draft of a recall.
Very fancy. Thank you.
Of course, I mean, it might be your day off, but I think everyone deserves to be fancy just a little bit. See, you're being fancy for yourself, not just because of your title.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, you know, I'm just sorry. I'm just wow. First of all, that you're here. Um,
I'm just some guy.
yeah, exactly. So, everyone has. I know you're only a person. Uh, we all. There's all been so many great things said about you. I'm sure a lot of people have said very awful things about you. But I guess what really matters is what you know about yourself. And I don't know. Recently, I've been thinking you realized something about yourself. When did you realize?
I didn't think I would get the throne. I mean, youngest of six siblings, like I got it. It's like I can do this. I can be a good ruler. I can make everyone happy. Utopia hard.
I've managed to figure it out here, but
It's
well,
very peaceful here.
it takes a lot of cat treats.
Man, sometimes it was like hurting cats. I didn't think I was like, I didn't think I had a temper.
You didn't have a limit.
Not until I started working with the council. Some of the, I'm the emperor. I have I have the final say. And I'm trying to do what's best for my people, and you're quibbling about whether the tax on the rich is too high, like, and about donating the the unused silks, charity auction, turning the summer palace into a shelter. Summer palace for. It's not like I couldn't still go. Not like I burned the place to the ground. It was still there. It was just actually being used. I don't know. There were so many rules, so many, just all about image. Who cares how I look? I mean, apparently everyone cared. You know, I go out in sweatpants one day and like 50 magazines are talking about it. I mean, I guess I'd rather they talk about Brown.
That sounds like a story. I think we've all heard it, though, I'm sure.
Did not have my brother assassinated. And I know that sounds like something that someone who had their brother
Yeah,
assassinated would
just a
say.
bit.
I didn't. We didn't always agree. We had some we had some arguments about the policies he wanted to put in place. What happened was a total accident, a tragedy. I
That's a
mean, he
shame.
was
Here, why don't you take a sip of your tea? Why don't you tell me about that night? You were the last person to see him.
never a good swimmer. Never. But so competitive. You know?
Couldn't turn down a challenge.
We were tipsy, young. Swimming was the one thing I'd always been better than.
I'm sure he took that well.
He did. I mean, generally, just easy to rile up. I mean, when when we really got going, it was difficult for anyone to stop us from trying to one up each other. It was a calm night. The lake was. I mean, he wasn't the best swimmer, but been swimming in this lake since we were kids. It wasn't even the first time we'd raced to the buoys and back. We get out there. I get back to shore and I turn around laughing to brag, and he was nowhere.
Hmm. Must make it tough to sit on a throne people don't think you've rightfully earned. Just think it was won by bloodshed when it was won through heartbreak.
I mean, that's the one I was blamed for. It would be easier if I were blamed for the ones I'd actually done.
Listen, this is a judgment-free
I
zone.
don't. I mean, I'm the emperor. It's not like anyone can arrest me. But my other siblings,
Siblings 2 through 7.
yeah. I mean, it wasn't all me. There was fighting, um, jealousy, ambition. And it was just 4 of us after a while. And of course, the 3 were, I mean, they were my siblings. I loved them, but I knew them. I mean, maybe if my oldest brother had lived, it wouldn't have mattered because, I mean, he was first in line. We didn't always agree, but he wasn't an asshole. He didn't want to rule just to be emperor, you know? Other siblings, they just wanted to be emperor. And I knew them. I knew what they do. It's our sworn duty. It's supposed to be to do what's best for our people. They weren't always best for our people.
Sounds like they weren't always best for themselves.
They only ever thought about themselves. But yeah, they could be pretty short sighted.
Everyone's different, no matter the upbringing they have.
I mean, you'd think we were raised by the same people. Oh, I mean, there was also the nannies and boarding school. Mom was always busy. I mean, and I used to really resent her for that, but like, oh my god, being emperor is so busy. I can't believe she had as much free time as she did.
Hmm.
Sometimes I would love some free time. I would love to be able to go to the bathroom without someone standing outside.
Well, you are the emperor. You can just declare a holiday, a month-long holiday. Everyone has everything off, including you.
I
I could
wish
start today.
my
Go travel for a while.
My captain of the guard used to say, Your Majesty, I'll listen to you about anything else. But when it comes to your safety, I'm in charge. I can get her to take a vacation. I tried.
Hmm.
She would take 2 days off a year. And then the rest of the time she would follow me to the fucking bathroom.
Hmm.
I mean, granted, one of my sisters was assassinated while on the can. So,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the official story was
Poop accident.
no.
Oh,
We didn't mention the bathroom at all. I mean, it just we wanted people to we wanted it to be dignified.
right.
So we
Perished on the loo then.
we said she passed in her sleep from a heart condition.
Hmm. I fall asleep on the toilet too sometimes, so that makes sense.
But man, she was one of my better siblings. I think she would have preferred if we just told the truth. She had a great sense of humor. Something that you lose after a while in politics is a sense of humor. Not her, though. She would have loved it. She would have thought it was hilarious. Oh, Obituary, the third princess of the empire, murdered while taking a shit. Laughed her head off.
Yeah. Hmm.
It's hard going from the youngest of 8 to, I mean, now there's just me. And yes, I did have something to do with
A
that.
few of
I
them.
mean, just the three. Just the three. I mean, if we weren't the royal family, I mean, you just don't have a choice in that situation. Like, one of us had to be emperor. If we were just normal people, it wouldn't have mattered that they were kind of selfish and short sighted, but it wouldn't have affected anyone but them.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to just be some guys.
Yeah. Well, that always could have been a choice you could have made.
Yeah.
Sometimes our obligations are self-made.
Keep trying to pass the, the democracy bill.
That's all the rage these days.
Just the council keeps saying it's too soon. It's too soon. We can't go straight from like mandate of heaven to free for all, like voting.
Yeah, not without a few heads rolling. You just might want to make sure it's not yours.
That's what my captain of the guard always said.
They are. Some people are very particular about their guillotines.
Says, always says, Your Majesty, I know you're impatient, and I know you're the emperor. And technically, everyone should be listening to you. But you can't just tell people this is how it is and expect that they're not going to get mad. I mean,
You have to ease them into it most of the time.
yeah.
The shopkeeper like straightens their apron a little bit, and you notice on one side of the apron is a revolutionary cockade.
They smile. There's the moment of like seeing it and recognizing it. Like, yeah.
And just like eyes go to the T, eyes go back and go.
And they're like, wouldn't be the first time. Please.
It was worth a try. But, always wonderful to have a chat with the enemy. Trust me, when I say I'm no hard feelings. And just, it all comes out in the wash. Why don't you start that vacation? Just take a few days. Stroll through the fields. It all looks the same, but eventually you get far enough, they start to make shapes.
Yeah.
I think it'll be good for you.
It's been a while since I had a break.
Well, I won't keep you any longer. Sure, they're waiting for you.
I sure hope not. If anyone's... Because I named her my heir. One last joke. One last joke. She'll do a good job. Maybe do better than me.
That's all we can hope for.
Not my problem anymore, right?
Nope. Safe travels, Your Highness.
Maybe where I'm going, they'll stop calling me that. This one's self-aware.
All right.
Okay.
So I get a random key ingredient now.
Yeah.
But this will be the last one. Roll for an ingredient. All right.
I can't believe I went from bodyguard to person who needs a bodyguard. You just know the guard captain, like, after being crowned empress, like, strolls into the council, pulls her sword out, and is like, here's what's gonna happen.
Sounds right. Okay.
That's what they were banking on.
Yeah. We don't really need to roll, because the next one is build one, and that's the last one to do. So
you didn't ask how the emperor knew.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's whatever.
Today's weather is gentle sunbeams, a calm emotional tone. Tea shop owners just getting ready to close up. Starting stacking some chairs, wiping down the counters.
There's not, like, the door doesn't open, they don't walk in. They're just, you turn around and suddenly they're there sitting at the counter, like, fingers peopled, veil kind of billowing in an unfelt wind. The only part of them that you can really see is their hands, and everything else is just covered in this loose, gauzy fabric. Kind of just they're just a shape.
They're just shaped. Yeah.
Shaped.
The tea shop owner turns around and, like, as if completely expecting, oh, just on time.
It's good to see you again.
Yeah. Quite the number of visitors we had today. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
They're like just sorting through different tea flavors, like and they like look outside at the angle, like towards the setting sun, as the sunbeams drift in and go. Do you think today's a cloud dew day?
Sure. You're the one who knows tea.
Yeah, always been more of a coffee person. Thing.
Wonderful human invention.
I I digress. Uh, yeah, they'll.
Of course, hot chocolate is always a contender.
The neutral playing field, I say, of hot beverages. All right. They will walk towards you with some tea brewing. All right. Oh, I see you got me doing this now.
Where
Where were you last time? Where were you? Where did you live?
treating me like one of your customers now, are we?
Listen, it's how it goes.
Yeah.
I ask the questions, they give the answers, I serve them tea, they go somewhere.
And then my job starts.
Sure does. Yeah.
Is this my shop on lovely cliff overlooking an ocean? Great views. Cold though. Always cold. Yours is much cozier.
Yes, I have portable heat generators known as cats.
Yes. Yes, I noticed. There's like one doing what Oliver does and like
Flying, yeah.
clawing. They're not like wincing, they just like reach down and pat it on the head.
Mm-hmm. I'm not feeling any pain. They're like a white-haired cat, white fur cat, sort of brushes up against their like robes, and now there's just white cat hair all over
Yeah,
black robes.
delightful creatures. I didn't have cats.
I don't think they existed where you're from.
I didn't know about them. It's
Well,
always full of birds. The suggestion of
did they wear veils too?
birds.
Hidden over their beaks?
Been funny. They were just kind of bird shaped flutter of wings in the corner of your eye, a little bit of bird song. It was harder back then. I mean, I didn't have much of an imagination.
It does take a bit of creativity to get this place going. Some from time to time. Now, sometimes I look for things here when you're here. Anything you might have lost, but most of the time, things just keep going missing. Actually, I'm not really sure how that works. Thought I had that figured out, but you always sort of mess things up in a good way, as
Guilty
a
as
compliment.
charged.
Keep things interesting.
Been doing a good job.
It's just me and no my other half, so I don't know. Keep it holding down the fort while they're. Are you glad you got me today, or
The other one's a little not as chatty.
yeah, yeah, yeah? I've always been the talker.
A little bit,
Yeah. All right.
a little bit like talking to a therapist.
How does that make you feel? All right. You answered the first question. Now we got on to.
I love the world building we're doing here.
Don't break character.
I love to vaguely talk about my own past.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
In ominous and ominous and unspecified ways. So this will be the tea of mirth. It's been an hour spent laughing and everything and nothing. Wow, thought it would work. Unless this is you out laughing, or should I up the dosage a bit?
Dosage is fine. I'm just trying to place the taste.
Mm.
What is that?
I think it's called joy.
So much easier for you, isn't it?
To feel.
Yes.
Sometimes it's harder.
But isn't it nice?
Hey, I'm asking the questions here.
You are. I'm sorry.
You had your tea shop. You had your time.
I did. I wasn't as good at it. I mean, the first.
Not many people know about you.
Well,
Do you think
everyone eventually.
everyone eventually knows you? Yeah, but not until it's too late.
Too late. Just in time.
Hmm. So, what was your path this time coming here? Tell me about your journey to the tea shop.
Oh, long and winding. Every time I come out, there's another endless plain or
Yeah, it's moss this time.
cursed forest or
I'm preferential to the Island of Ferns personally. I always thought that's a nice look.
I liked that one.
The ferns are really nice. Like the ones that you touch and they curl up. Those are nice.
the moss is nice. It's soft.
Oh yeah, of course the moss is perfect. Yeah, it wouldn't change a thing. Maybe slightly less moss.
Slightly less moss.
Maybe like the moss lichen ratio could be a bit more balanced.
I'll
Just
be sure to
note,
pass that one up
yeah,
the chain.
just yeah for the next tea shop, just so you know,
I'm kidding. I
in
don't.
case we ever get like renovations, in case corporate ever thinks we can get a remodel around here.
I'm joking. There's no one above me in this. You know, it's mossy. It's like this because of you and your other half.
I
It
think
takes
they
what's
chose the
in
moss
it takes what's in here
in the soul.
in the soul. And I think your other half has a soul made of moss.
It's moss soul, yeah. Does make good incense. I'll give that.
Scent is such a lovely thing. I didn't have that. You know, I barely had senses. I was just kind of there.
You just sort of yeah.
There
Can you
hadn't been
does
enough
anything
people.
does it like go through the veil enough for you to smell it?
Oh, this and like this is my face.
Oh, that's just your whole deal. Cool.
This is and they sort of like push it to the side and there's another
And there's
veil
just
in
more
here.
of
There's
them.
just it's recursive veils. Like
Huh.
yeah.
I feel if I look at that for too long, I might lose my mind.
Oh yeah, that's why.
Yeah, that's why there's the veil. Yeah, I mean, well,
Um humans. You know, I didn't know. The first couple was not a good host.
yeah.
You newer tea shop owners much better. I mean, when they get to me, they're calm.
Yeah.
You make my job so much.
Happy to serve. Um, not that I'm not loving this job. Um, life, not life. I just maybe I'm not supposed to know, or maybe you're not allowed to tell me. What happens next?
Well, I mean, you could just keep doing this for eternity, or you could finally pass on.
Isn't that like decided for me?
No,
It's decided for everyone else though.
no. I mean, when they come to you, they're not ready to let go. That's why you're here to help them let go. Otherwise, the land of the living would have ghosts all over the place. I can't make them do anything. I can't make you do anything. It's your decision. And it doesn't have to be a permanent one. I mean, once you've bumped elbows with the. How do I put this? in a way that human. Ooh, it's been so long since I've had to explain this. The forces, the powers that be that govern this, it doesn't just go away. I mean, it could if you wanted to. Nothing is really forever. Not even death. Just me. Maybe not even me.
I think you we're better at this than you think.
Thank you.
I think what happens next maybe is whatever.
Whatever.
It just will be. I think that's nice. A little overwhelming, maybe,
Oh,
but very nice. It's a good thing I don't really like have heartbeats anymore, because like I would be like having a panic attack right now. But I'm good.
oh.
Yeah, yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Have some more tea.
Oh, the lefty. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Really thought that would work this time. Um,
Good try.
give it my best shot.
Perhaps should be along.
Yeah, I, I think I'm, um, good here. Done here. Uh, uh, if you're willing to take another with you,
Always room for one more.
I'll just leave a note. And never been good at. Well, I've been good at endings, just never my own.
If you're certain that's how you'd like to do it.
What you want and what really happens sometimes just isn't the same.
Very true. But most people don't get to make the choice. Well, like I said, nothing's forever.
Except forever.
Except forever.
They will pack up their things, give the cats final treats, and walk out with the veiled one. That's it.
That's it. Woof.
Hachi Machi. You got real meta there at the end.
Yeah.
All right. That was a lot of fun. I liked being the tea shop owner.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
It was. I feel like you did way better at improvising like the backstories than I did.
Thanks.
I just was absolutely winging it. And I was like, how politicsy do I want to get? And then I got real politicsy.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Anyway, thank you for watching if you're still with us.
Yeah.
That was
joining us.
That was a ton of fun, and just a sample of what you the fun you could also be having with intense emotions, role playing with your friends or by yourself.
I
You could
mean,
do this by yourself and just talk to yourself for a good
as
while. And that's
a
good. I think you should do that.
as a journaling game, this can be spaced out over days or weeks,
Oh yeah.
like to give you time to like process each thing. I do think it's a lovely game. I know I've said that, and I say that about pretty much every game.
Yeah.
I I like how open this game is. Um, I'm really excited to see the zine version.
Yeah.
Um,
And even just from our first playthrough of this 2 weeks ago, Spring Villager was has said that there's going to be different changes to it based on
mhm.
how we played it, which is very weird feeling to be like I have
Exciting
influence
though.
on a game design. But yeah,
It's
yeah.
probably easier to follow the prompts
hmm
when you're writing and not having like a back and forth. Um,
I think there's pros and cons
or to
to
both.
everything, but to both, yeah. Not that there's cons, I should say. It's just that they're
There's
different
yeah.
experiences. So like this is definitely would give you doing it two player like this as a sort of interactive, definitely like exercise. I would think
Mhm.
in improvisation and acting and
Yeah, because you're really given very little
hmm
to work from, and not in a bad way.
yeah. I mean,
I enjoy what you're given, like as a prompt. Uh, it's very. Sometimes I find prompts so difficult to follow. Sometimes they're too specific, or they're too like they're just not like they don't give you anything to
right.
work from, even though they're supposed to be a prompt. Um, I like the prompts here.
The
They
prompts
give you
are
just enough.
hmm yeah. Yeah. So thank you, Spring Villager, for making this game.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
thank you to everyone who's still with us watching. And thank you to God, real G. Anyway, I don't know why I did
I hope
that.
everyone has had a happy Passover
yeah.
or Easter or
Ramadan.
Ramadan or literally everything. Happy everything.
Happy everything.
So many holidays happened this past week.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And it's actually very rare, I think, for I don't think I've ever had Passover and Easter fall like
yeah.
on the same weekend, which is wild. But yeah, thank you for watching once again. We hope to see you next time, the next right here, next Saturday for another indie review. We'll stay tuned for whatever game we'll be playing. We'll let you
Yeah.
know on our Twitter. And if you're looking for other gaming or RPG fun, you can head over to our friend Racius's channel, who ADHD, who does a lot of fun things. I'm in a D&D campaign that airs tomorrow, every
Yeah.
week,
You should
so to speak. And
check it out. He's a lot
yeah,
of fun.
yeah, he does game streams on Tuesday, and then we do a game stream on Wednesday.
This
Um,
Wednesday, I'll be streaming some first look at Angels of the Zeraman, which is the upcoming uh, new story quest for Warframe, which comes out literally on Wednesday.
literally on Wednesday. Looking forward to it.
So I'll be playing that.
I'm
And
freaking psyched
Avery
for
will
it.
not be involved because she doesn't care about Warframe.
I don't. I'm sorry. Anyway, we'll hope to
Um,
see you there. Until then, we hope you have a wonderful Saturday evening.
be sure
Uh,
to check out Spring Villager on itch. I'm really interested in the other two games they have. One is I think a hack of Mouse Ritter,